I get a lot of calls from people saying, I just found out my coworker is making more money than me, and I'm a better performer. This really ticks me off. I want to leave the company. How do I address it, or do I just leave the company? So let's talk about that. If you like the work that you're doing, I recommend that you stay. Make a run at having the hard conversation with your manager, and I'll show you how in a minute. If you do not like the work that you're doing, and if this is one of just 10 different things that you dislike about the company, it might be time for you to leave. Let's assume you want to stay, and let's talk about that. This is the most uncomfortable conversation that a manager can have, because you know information you shouldn't know, that your coworker's making more, and it puts them in a very difficult position. So use the information that you have to help get something better for yourself. I would structure the conversation as follows. Manager, I just found out that Jenny is making more than me in this job. It doesn't make me feel good that she's making more for essentially the same work. I also feel like I'm contributing as much or more than she is. Here's a list of the things that I believe I've done for you. So I'm not asking for you to make it right just because. I feel like the value that I add is equivalent to what the ask is that I have. Stop and listen. Listen to what your manager has to say. You're likely to get some pushback. And if so, this is where you employ, it's an advanced negotiating technique, but it often works, the if-then technique. I would say, what is the one thing that if I did in the next 3 or 6 months would make all the difference in the world to you for this department or for what I do? Again, stop and listen. Ask clarifying questions. Once you've found out what that thing is, then come back to your manager and say, if I were to do this for you, would you be willing to get my pay equivalent to Jenny's on this at this time frame, 3 months from now? After you have established the thing your manager wants you to do that's most important, I want you to say to your manager, I'd like to come back to you in a week with a proposal. Spend some time putting a proposal together with 2 options that would be okay with you. Maybe it's a base pay increase. Maybe it's a bonus increase. Regardless, it's an increase in pay that's going to make you feel better for the work that you've done. Provide those 2 options in an email to your manager prior to your meeting, and then when you sit down with your manager, you're going to go through the steps of asking for an increase all over again. Here's the data internally and why it's off. Here's why I'm adding value equivalent to what I'm asking for. Here's what you said was important to the company, and if I do it, then I would like this, and help me understand what your answer is. That's how you solve that problem in the way that's going to be most successful for you.